Right guys, it is that time of the week again, and welcome back to the Planet Football YouTube channel for another one of our classic footballing reactions. Hope everyone enjoyed last week's to Johan Cruyff, but today we are keeping the bar set at an all-time high because we are going to be checking out Kaka. Now this is probably the most up-to-date reaction we've done so far. We've done other fairly modern players, the likes of Thierry Henry and Ronaldinho, but Kaka was one player who I was especially interested to check out because I feel like I've got a bit of a warped perception of Kaka because of when I was like properly introduced into football. When I was getting into football, he'd sort of just made that move over to Real Madrid, and for whatever reason it didn't really click for him at Real Madrid. I think that, you know, an accumulation of things really, injuries happened around that time. Ozil came in I think shortly after as well, didn't he? And it just didn't seem to be a great fit, him at Madrid. But before that, and the regard that everyone sort of holds Kaka in, I've never really seen that from him because my perception of him was just the sort of Real Madrid player and the player after that went to play in America. But today we're going to be checking out a compilation of him during his prime, which is what I really want to see. We've got loads of other reactions on the channel already to some other classic Brazilian players of years gone by, so I'm particularly interested to see what Kaka was like during these moments, especially compared to some of those players that we've already looked into. But as always, if you do go to enjoy, make sure to leave a like and carry on getting your suggestions for other players you'd like to see me reacting to in the comments down below. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this one. I am particularly excited to get into this compilation because this is like the total flip from last time. Last time we did probably the oldest player that we've ever reacted to in Johan Cruyff, and this one probably being the most up-to-date in Kaka. But yeah, I was just too young really to properly witness him throughout his peak. And I know that he won, I think he was the last player to win the Ballon d'Or, wasn't he, before the proper era of Messi and Ronaldo started. So yeah, I'm very excited to see just what sort of a player he was like, because from what I remember him at Real Madrid and things like that, probably weren't doing justice for some of the bits we're going to see in today's video. I mean, yeah, I'm expecting him to have a bit of that Brazilian flair. Clean finish off the bat. Oof. I mean, already the dribbling looks fantastic. The playmaking as well, I'm sure, is going to be fantastic. Oh, because he is a fairly sort of big guy, isn't he, with, you know, his frame and how he carries himself, but the dribbling and everything is just so fluid. That's probably the best way of sort of describing it, of how it is. And he looks absolutely rapid as well in some of these clips, to be fair. I mean, that's unreal awareness. Yeah, look at him sprint. He looks absolutely rapid in some of these. This is certainly an aspect of his game that I never really sort of got to see. I know that he was by no means over the hill by the time he got to Real Madrid, but he just seems like a different sort of animal during this time at Milan completely to what I remember. Yeah, it's that fluidity of movement, which is, I think, is a characteristic of a lot of sort of Brazilian players, especially around this sort of mid-2000s era. But the more I watch these clips, the more the pennies, you know, starting to drop with me, where it's like, okay, I can see why this guy would be a Ballon d'Or winner. Just laser shooting from outside the box. Another one who's brilliant off both feet. The ball just sticks to him on either foot. Oh. Yeah, he can either foot from outside the box, and that's impressive. And again, the best way is just that fluidity of movement. I think that's the thing that I've been most impressed by in this compilation here, because I expected the playmaking to be brilliant. I'd heard that he scored a lot of goals throughout his career and things like that, but little bits like that, the movement, the dribbling, the speed has probably been the thing that's taken me back the most so far about him. I don't know if it's other people sort of from my generation that that got into football around the same time, sort of had similar sort of perceptions because of that sort of Real Madrid move and things like that. But at his peak, I mean, this is all sensational. There's another sort of time around this one, with the Serie A as well, being as strong as it was. Loves a nutmeg, love that. I don't know if it's another thing that sort of plays into it as well with Kaka, the fact that, Ronaldinho of a similar era, when we go back and look at Brazilians, it's probably always like Ronaldinho and maybe a bit, a little bit earlier than that R9 that a lot of people go back towards. But I think for me, that's probably why I've always overlooked Kaka a little bit of this sort of generation. But that's on me, obviously, because he's some player. Those flicks are just, I could watch a compilation of just those all day. The little roulettes and spins and tricky little footwork. It is just like a laser from outside the box. The strength to hold people off, then that ability to just flick it away from them. Okay, yes, we have got some clips in here from Real Madrid. I think that's from Real Madrid. Oh. Okay, no, yes, this was still at Milan here. That is a game I've heard about, to be fair, against Man United. Because I think the year that he won the Ballon d'Or as well, he won it by some distance, I'm pretty sure, in terms of like the overall voting and things like that. It wasn't as if he just edged it, he was like clearly the best player in the world at this time, which is... I mean, for any footballer to have that claim, you know, that you were the best footballer in the world over a certain year is some claim, but I never really got it before this. And the speed as well. I'm assuming that's probably something that was hampered probably by the injuries and things like that. But during this sort of time, the ground that he could cover was seriously something. And just how agile he was for what, you know, seemed like quite a big player. The awareness is outrageous. The flicks are fantastic. Okay. I've got to say, after that compilation, I get the hype now. So just taking a quick glance at his Wikipedia page before we wrap up today's video, and this pretty much, you know, perfectly highlights him throughout his prime really. His 4 best years in AC Milan, 19 goals, 18 goals, 19 goals, 16 goals, all brilliant as a midfielder, and I'm sure there was a bucket full of assists to go along with that as well. But the drop off as soon as he went to Real Madrid was, you know, fairly sharp. 9 goals, 7 goals, 8 goals, and then just the 5 goals. So yeah, Kaka's such an interesting player that I found, you know, quite an intriguing one for quite some time. I'm really glad that we've checked him out in today's video here because, like I said, his prime just came a little bit too soon for me, you know, growing up around that time. And because of that move to Real Madrid and things like that, I think I had a bit of a sort of warped perception of what Kaka was actually like. But yeah, I'll be particularly interested to see, just to highlight reel of that Ballon d'Or year and all the goals he sort of scored in that year. But a very enjoyable reaction here today. As always, if you do go on to enjoy, make sure to leave a like. Do subscribe as well and leave any of your other suggestions for other classic players you'd like to see me reacting to in the comments down below. Apart from that though guys, thank you very much for checking out today's video and I'll see you all in the next one.